So Google recently made it so that you can add your NotebookLM notebooks to your prompts in Gemini and talk to them like you would anything else. So the question now becomes, why would you do this versus why would you stay NotebookLM? So I wanted to go over a couple of reasons why you would pick either of those sides. And I will actually start NotebookLM. Let's go to the Unix notebook, and I'm still generating a video that is unrelated. So the first reason that I have to stay within NotebookLM and not go into Gemini with this is maybe everything that you need is already in here. If all you really do is pull whichever sources you have and chat in here and use these or create these artifacts, and everything in here is sufficient for what you need to do, you don't really have a reason to go to Gemini. It's nice, I guess, but if you can actually get everything done in here and this is more efficient for you, there's no reason to leave. Within here, if I have multiple sources in here, I can select all of them, or I can select whichever ones I want. So if I have 100 sources in here, I can select 2 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them. With Gemini, you don't get that option. If I go in here and I select NotebookLM, I have to pick the whole notebook. And it's like, this is one source, fine, but we'll get rid of that one. Like, this is 28 sources. What if I only want 3 of those sources, or 5 of those, less than 28 of those sources? If I want that level of access to it, I have to go into NotebookLM for now, at least. So maybe I only want to limit the sources that I have selected within a notebook, which is something that personally I do all the time in NotebookLM. Right now, Gemini doesn't let you do that. Third reason to stay within NotebookLM is the audio overviews. Now, Gemini can do audio overviews as well. It's part of Canvas, and if you're doing like a deep research report, one of the options is to pull an audio overview from the report. However, Gemini does not allow you, I have one right here. So this is an audio overview. Let me see, same icon here. And this little hand here is the interactive mode. If you're not familiar with that, basically when an audio overview is playing back, a quote-unquote podcast is playing, you can click on whatever thing is in there and you'll interrupt the people in the podcast. Then you can ask them a question and then they will wrap that question into the podcast. That's basically interactive mode in a nutshell. Gemini does not have interactive mode. So if you use interactive mode, and you have to come into NotebookLM to even have access to that feature. Fourth reason to stay within NotebookLM and not go to Gemini is the video overview. Depending on which plan you have in Gemini, let me switch back over. Yeah, so this is one of my free accounts, and there's no, in the paid accounts, if you go into tools, it'll have Veo or have some kind of one of their video models in here. On their free accounts, they have either no or very limited video. NotebookLM, this is again, same free account. I can do video overviews in here. If I want video, whatever level of video, I might have to go into NotebookLM to do that. Now switching over, the other side of it is 4 reasons why I would want to do NotebookLM in Gemini. So I did this a second ago, but if I wanted to select more than one notebook, again, before it was sources within a notebook. This is if I want to select more than one notebook. And I only have 3 on here, but it's like my other account has, I don't know, like 50. But it's like if I want to select a bunch of notebooks and then prompt against all of those, I have to do that in here. There's no way, switching back over, there's no way in NotebookLM for me to select more than one of these. I can only select one notebook at a time. So if I want to select multiple notebooks, I have to come into Gemini. Again, for now, they'll likely change these, and probably by the time you watch this video, but who knows. Second reason to access NotebookLM notebooks in Gemini is that you want to use the Gemini tools with the notebooks. So maybe you want to use deep research. NotebookLM does have a deep research option. It's right here. The difference between them is this one in NotebookLM is to do a report on a single source group. So if I want to add a new source in here, I could do deep research, and it will give me up to 10 sources, and then it will give me a deep research report on those sources. But only that source. Again, if I have multiple sources in here and I want to do a deep research report on all of them, this doesn't work that way. If I have the notebook added in Gemini and I want to do a deep research report on everything in there, that I can do in here. This is getting kind of specific, but sometimes you need to get specific for things. And the other big one in here is Canvas. There's no Canvas equivalent in NotebookLM. It can do some of the things that Canvas can do, but not all of them. So if I really want something that I normally do in Canvas in Gemini, I would have to add my notebook in here so that I can access Canvas. The third reason to bring a NotebookLM notebook into Gemini is if I use Dictation. So basically, if I don't want to type my prompts, if I talk into a microphone and have it transcribe everything for me, Gemini can do that. Here's a little microphone. If I go into NotebookLM, here's the chat section in the middle. I mean, I have start typing. There's no microphone anywhere because it doesn't have a dictation feature, again, yet. So if that's how I put in my prompts, or even it's just that one specific thing, I want to brainstorm and just think it out loud, just talk it out and whatever it is, I have to use Gemini for dictation with one of my NotebookLM notebooks. And the fourth reason to use a NotebookLM notebook in Gemini is if I want to be able to change models. Right now, there are only 2 models, and this is here upgrade. But there are only 2 models in this one. My Pro account has 3 models that I can choose from, but I can still choose more than one model. If I go into NotebookLM, I mean, there's not even a model thing to show you. There's nothing in here yet. I've seen reports that I think it's the Google AI Ultra account, they're going to make it so that you can choose models within NotebookLM. One, I don't know when that's supposed to happen, and 2, a lot of people aren't going to pay for the for the AI Ultra plan. I think it's $250 a month, $250 a month. I don't have that plan. We have the Business Workspace Pro plan, whatever, but a lot of people aren't going to pay for that plan. So if you want to use whichever model, or maybe you want to use different models and compare those outputs, you would have to attach your NotebookLM notebook here in Gemini and then choose your model from here. So again, just a quick recap, reasons why you might use NotebookLM for your notebook instead of Gemini. 1, if everything you need is a NotebookLM, why leave? 2, you can limit your selected sources. 3, you have interactive mode in your audio overviews. And 4, you have video overviews. And why you might want to put them into Gemini, you can select multiple notebooks. You can use Gemini tools like Canvas. You can use Dictation, and you can change models. Choose your path, do whatever works for you, and see you next time.